Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you're watching us from. This is DDM, that is the Diaspora Digital Media Television. You're all welcome. And this program is As E They Happen. As E They Happen. Today, we have able guests with us today in the studio, Mr. Madaki. Mr. Madaki, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we have Christian Ako, who is having a little problem with his connections. Hopefully, he will join us soon. And we have Rank Pound Jr., who is feeling a little bit under the weather, who actually covering in this program. So we welcome all of you to this program today. And our first story is about the military, what is going on in the military. We have seen that a female personnel named Ruth Ogunleye has actually narrated her story with regards to how the senior officers were, sort of haggling her for sex, haggling her to do the things that she's not supposed to do, things that are unprofessional, things that are not what you expect from that establishment called the military. So this is a story that has been trending for some days now, and people are up in arms with regards to what they are hearing from this young lady, regards to her not getting her salary paid, her not getting what is due to her, her allowances paid, because she rejected those advances from her senior officers. So, Madaki, I think you have been in the military, or you are still in the military. What do you have to say about this? Is this a common occurrence in the military? Is this how things roll in that establishment?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is retired Corporal Mada Kishaibu Inua of the 545 Signal Regiment H2 Division, Nigerian Army, Enugu. Yes, let me go by answering your question. Yes, I'm a retired military personnel. I'm no longer in the system. In fact, what actually made me to have interest in coming in as a guest because of the viral video that was going on about the female soldier who was being harassed by senior military officers just to have a taste of her body. Yes, let me start this way. Military is an organization in which an average Nigerian would think that they are professional in whatsoever they're doing. But, okay, I think somebody's mic is on. Okay. So, like I was saying, the military is an organization that depicts itself as a professional organization. But the truth is just that if you are not in the system, you will never know what is going on within the system. The issue of roots being harassed by senior officers is not a new thing. It is not a new thing, but I must say, I salute her courage to come out to the world and speak out. Not all female soldiers that can do this because of the fear of what might likely happen to them. Yes, one of the tactics to shut female soldiers up is to freeze their account, which her account was being frozen for a period of 1 year. I think this is too heartless. Before you can free a soldier's account, I think the soldier have to have been absent from work without leave. Even if the soldier is being caught stealing something and is being locked up in guard room for years, his salary is still going to his account because you've not officially discharged him off of his duty. But because a female soldier refused to sleep with you, you started freezing her account, harassing her, stopping her from going to courses, which we know those courses are what will determine her promotion tomorrow. In the military, let me go into a brief, let me just give a kind of brief highlight on military and its organization. In military, we have what we call the NCOs, which are the other and non-commissioned officers. This particular set of people are the soldiers you see today. These are the people that you see in war front, roadblocks, and others. These people, they are called the non-career officers according to the senior officers and other junior officers. Then we have the commissioned officer, which are the ones you see with stars. They start from 1 star, 2 star, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, brigadier general, major general. You talk of lieutenant general, you talk of general and field marshal. They are the officers. And this set of people take themselves as career officers. Meanwhile, from private down to army warrant officer are not career officers, so they are not relevant in the system. The issue of female soldiers, like I said earlier on, it is not a new thing. These are things that we've gone through. And in the terms and conditions of service of the Nigerian army, such thing happening, the senior officer involved is supposed to be dismissed because the military do not allow any intimate affairs between an officer and a soldier, which is the NCOs and an officer. It is never allowed. One person have to give up his job for them to start such thing. It's either the senior officer will have to retire before they can start any affairs, or the NCO will have to retire. If such thing is found in military, it will be dealt with seriously, and that can lead to dismissals of both parties. Now, what the senior officers normally do is harass female soldiers, not only female soldiers, even the barrack women. We'll talk of barrack women, these are soldiers' wives. If they find out that they want something from your wife, they will keep on tormenting you. At the same time, these people will send you into operations that you hardly survive. Meduguri is one of the cases. They can send you to Meduguri, send you to a place that, in fact, is very, very intense in terms of what is going on there. At the end of the day, you either come back alive or you stay there, not coming back for several amount of years. Meanwhile, they are there doing something with your wife, which of some of the wives are really commendable. They stand there, some of them stood their ground and say such will not happen, but they don't have the courage to report such thing. Now, this girl coming on social media to voice out her grievance, yes, it is an offense in the military. I will acknowledge that. She followed the wrong channel of communication, but at the same time, I will applaud her for what she's done, because if you try to follow the proper channel of communication, she will never, and she is never going to get justice from reporting these people or following the proper channel of communication. The proper channel of communication have to start from your RSN of that particular unit. The RSN is the most senior NCO who is in charge of the soldiers. That is the other rank from private to his own rank equivalent. Now, when you go to the RSN to lay such complaint about what your commander is doing to you, the RSN is likely to cover up the case because of what he's also looking for a favor from the commander, or is looking for favor from the senior military officer. When you say you are going to the adjutant, who is either a captain, second lieutenant, or a lieutenant in that particular unit, the same thing is going to happen. If you are going to the Lagos service, this process, please, can you please mute your mic? Sorry. If you think you're going to the legal service because you have Department of Legal Service in the Nigerian Army, these are places that are in charge of military cases. Maybe if you're a soldier and you have a case that warrants you to go for court martial, you can either get a legal practitioner from the legal service in the Nigerian Army. If you go to the legal service, the first people you're going to meet in that particular place are other rank. And due to the fear of these senior officers, they will never take the case serious. They will never take the case serious. At the end of the day, this lady will end up suffering malice and injustice in the hands of these senior officers. And these people, they are just like an aquatic kingdom. In fact, when you say cosmate, this cosmate in the military world is a different thing entirely. Not like the normal cosmates we know in our normal life, or maybe a cosmate in the secondary school, a cosmate in the university, and other. They are just like cultists. These people, they are ready to torment anybody that offend any of their members. That is why the lady clearly stated it, that the brigadier general, the colonel, and the generals that were involved, they are cosmates, irrespective of their rank. I believe the colonel must have missed his promotion severally that made his own mates to be ahead of him in terms of rank. Now, these people, they don't look at if this lady is right or not. The only thing they are after is to see that their cosmen achieve what he's there for, that is sleeping with this lady. And Ojo cantonment as a whole, as a military personnel, the worst place they can send you to is Ojo cantonment. It is a punishment ground. During the course of my service, I was actually posted to Ojo Cantonment, which I think is 61 Signal Brigade. And I have to work it out not to go there because after my finding, they told me that is a punishment ground entirely. This is a place that they can hold your promotion totally and you retire without any promotion in the course of your service in Nigerian Army. Well, right now, I will say what they have done, she's done well, coming out, not minding the fact if she's going to be charged or if any board of inquiry is going to be set up for her, which we know it must. They are going to set up board of inquiry. Yes, if care is not taken, maybe probably by now she'll be in Gadrun, dining in the Gadrun right now before any further action will be taken upon her. In the military, we need people that will come out. The military is just a perfect organization to civilians outside of the system. But to those who have served in the military and those who are still serving in the military, you know that the military is the worst nightmare and the most corrupt organization in Nigeria. Yesterday, I decided to put on my camouflage because we are remembering our armed forces. Those are fallen heroes, our classmates, our seniors, our juniors who died in the course of serving their nation. We might hate the military today, we might detest the military, but the fact still remains. The people you trained with, the people that were classmates, the people that lived with you during the course of your training are still your loved one. They are still your family. You still have to remember them for the service they rendered to the nation. Before I go off, I must say Nigerians have to stand for the military. They have to stand for that lady. For that lady to come out and voice out her grievances, it is not a new thing. Ordinary person might say it is just a mere allegation. It is not. I myself have suffered for such thing. I have a lady I wanted to get married to, a captain decided to go head to head with me, which at the end of the day, I have to take the case to the highest ranking officer in my office because she was also my own person that I know very well. At the end of the day, I had to tell him that this is a lady I'll pay my bride price to. If he wants us to go, then I'll have to blow it out through the legal service because you are an officer and you are not allowed to have any affairs with another rank. That was the only way that this man have to step down. Military soldiers are always taken as zombie. Obey the last order. What is the last order? I shall allow you to sleep with me. After that, I will tell you no. The deed has already been done. So the last order in Nigerian army might be taken as an ordinary thing. Okay, do this, pass through the wall. Yes, I will do that. That is not just it. They are only compelling you to what? Heed to their demand. The last order is only compelling you to heed to their demand because you know it's impossible for you to obey that last order. We are all humans. So these are tactics that these senior officers are using. You see them outside dressed competently, but right inside of them, they are all fornicators. They are all there to spoil our children. Today we say it that barra girls are something else. No, it's the officers that are doing this. Yes, we know the soldiers also have part of their own. The soldiers are also part of what is happening. The honorary NCO also we have bad eggs among them, but the officers are the worst. Before a female soldier would think of going on an outside operation, you have to sleep with numbers of officers in your office. Before a soldier, a female soldier would get her promotion, you know how many military officers, how many senior officers you must have slept with. Before you go on any foreign mission, maybe you are going for United Mission outside of the country, in Liberia, Burkina Faso, and other places. You know the amount of senior officers you must have slept up with.
Oh,
And this, they cannot keep on doing this.
yeah, Madaki.
And this are
Madaki,
taking a
just hold your
different
thought
tone.
there. Madaki, just hold your thought there. From what you actually have said so far, it appears that what Ruth has actually come out to say is a tip of the iceberg, that much
Yes,
worse things has actually been happening, that we have to
yes,
actually commend her courage coming out to, in the public to say what she's going through. Because from what you are saying, from your own experience, it looks like there is more that is going on that the public don't get to hear. Although, like you said, we must, give that sort of support to our military, because they are the last line of defense for the common people. We must respect our military. We must sort of give them that due honor that is due to them, because we know how many of them that get killed in the line of duty, they actually offer themselves as the last sacrifice for the common people. But for the senior officers to be doing what they are doing to the junior rankers, I think that is unconscionable. I think that is wrong. Please go on, because it's just this is the first time actually for myself I'm hearing such atrocities that is going on in the military. So please, can you please tell us more about this sort of issue that goes on, that the military, that the junior rank officers are going through, because we have to expose it. We have to expose it to make sure that the masses know what is going on. Thank you.
yeah. Okay, like I would say this lady, I must say we need to celebrate her. I don't know the right word to use to qualify such, but this lady needs to be celebrated because I
She
must say
had
she's
courage.
strong.
She has a great
She has
courage.
the courage.
Yeah.
These are people, in fact, as a female soldier, we've always taken female soldiers. Like I myself, I had this belief while I was in the military. First, I will never be in the military to get married. Secondly, I will never marry a female soldier. I had my reason. First, not getting married while still in the system was because I know you always marry a lady of your choice. As a man, you want to marry the most beautiful girl in the world. And when you happen to do that, it might be somebody else's test. And before you know that, you're getting married to her. A senior officer might see your wife, and before you know it, you are being sent out of the state to go for an operation that you might likely not return. So what if I'm out, a senior officer is sleeping with my wife? I have to leave the military, and after a year, I got married. Secondly, the reason why I can marry a soldier girl, a female soldier, was because some of these female soldiers, they think that the best way they can get their promotion and favors from military officers is to sleep with these people. In
The,
fact,
the,
I
the,
must
the
tell you,
example the example you just gave just occurred to me in the Bible, the case of David and Uriah, where David, the king of Israel at the time, saw Uriah's wife birthing from the roof, and then she slept. She called for the Uriah's wife at the same time. We sent for Uriah to come back from the war front, and then send Uriah back to the front
to the
where
water.
he can
Yeah,
easily be killed. So that just occurred to me, the case of David and Uriah. Please go on.
yes. So the fact is just that most of our female soldiers are into this. I must say 80% of the female soldiers that are doing well in the Nigerian army today, they got such favor as a result of sleeping with the top military officers just to gain favor. Most of these female soldiers that you see today, that their promotion are coming every single day, is as a result of sleeping with top military officers. That is those that are naturally endowed and the beautiful one. The ones that don't even get disturbed are the one. I can't say anybody is ugly, but
Yes.
I know everybody was created in the image of God. But
Yeah.
every single man have his own test, and the one that you are not feeling, I guess you say, okay, she's ugly or she's not your class. So those that we say they are not their class end up not sleeping. 50% of the female soldiers today are not married. I will tell you the truth. Go to the barrack, it's either they are married but they are not in good term with their husband. The only situation that you see that a female soldier is married and she's in good term with her husband is when she marries a civilian. But if you get married to a military personnel and you are also a soldier, your husband knows what is going on. He must get remorse no matter what you do, and you think you can hide it for him, he'll surely hear it. Barrack is just a small place. inside of a state or a community. So anything you do inside of that place, it must be known.
Yes.
Military is not as professional as we think. Because if you talk of professionalism, we have to talk of the conduct of the officers and the personnel. We have to talk about the welfare of the personnel. But this welfare are not forthcoming. Like I remember what I think Abraham Maslow's this hierarchy of need. He talked about self-actualization. He talked about safety need. He talked about need for belongings. Now, these soldiers, none of this is being given to them. What I think of a soldier becoming tomorrow when he leaves the system? Do you think he has actualized what he came to the system to do? Some people join the system because of the passion. Tomorrow, they want to be known for one thing. Let's talk of Sergeant Rogers. If you talk of Sergeant Rogers today, everybody knows him. In fact, there are people that are willing to pay money just to come in contact with this person. But military, the senior military officers don't grant these people this opportunity to show their own talent outside. The only thing they are good at, if they see that you are good at a particular thing, they bring you down totally. As a female soldier, you're brilliant, you cannot go to courses. The next thing, you are being turned into their tigger, you are working directly with them in the office. When everybody is closing by 2:30 p.m., which is 1400 hours, you observe that this female soldier is still in the office. You're keeping her in the office. They threaten these people. If you cannot hit to their demand, if you cannot give them what they want, tomorrow you are a goner.
Oh,
Now, this lady, I know she's going to suffer. Ruth is going to suffer. But I must tell those stay in the military, the female soldier, the only way to fight this is not by accepting these people, is to voice it out.
voice it out
Let them
Ruth
join
has
this
done.
particular role.
Like
Yes.
like Ruth has done. Because if people keep
Imagine.
Yeah, if people keep, if the female officers keep, giving in to these people, that means that this has to carry on. That means that they have to be doing what they're doing. But if they pick up courage from what Ruth has done, then there's a chance that this thing might be rooted out from the military because it's never.
Yes.
I can't even imagine that happening in the military. Honestly, I can't,
Yeah, that's
before
just the
Ruth came
truth.
out to say this, I cannot imagine this sort of thing happening.
I watched the video. She said it. That she said everything that she said is. In fact, everything she says in that video is what is going to happen to her. They are going to charge her. They are going to dismiss her. They are going to set board of inquiry. If possible, she will be invited to Abuja. And the chief of army staff cannot say he has not seen such. He can't say he has not seen sword. The only thing military will concentrate on right now is to come and post a disclaimer concerning this because you want to just you don't want to tarnish your image. Meanwhile, the system is bad. The system is not what you think it is. Military is just a different world of its own. Let me just say it. It's a different world of its own. The female soldiers are suffering every single day. They are suffering malice and injustice, molestation from senior officers on daily basis. Even when you are married, you're not married, this is the same thing that keeps on going. They want to sleep with everybody. Only few officers that we have that still have their dignity, that will still respect the job, that still feel that yes, once this is done, I will not be respected. If this girl had accepted this senior officer to sleep with her, let me tell you the truth. Today, this senior officer cannot dish out order to her
Yeah.
because she will disrespect him, which is what is happening.
Yes.
Why will a military officer be coming to a female soldier's house? What are you coming to do there?
To do
Are
the
you
Yes,
bringing
it's
yourself down
really.
or you are taking yourself down?
I know
To
it's just the military is supposed to be a professional body. It's supposed to be a
yeah.
professional body. I cannot comprehend why a senior officer would just all of a sudden turn up at a female officer's house for no reason but to harass her for sex.
The truth is just that any senior officer that cannot control his sexual urge is not fit to be an officer. Because for you to be an officer, you have to be a gentleman.
A gentleman, yes.
You have to show those qualities of a gentleman. And
Mm-hmm.
if you are not a gentleman, seriously, you are not qualified to become an officer because every single thing you see under the scale, you will want to test it, even if it is going to cost you your job, which is what is happening right away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. This is what these people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
You are an
Now,
officer, and yet,
Madaki, taking this a bit further, have you
yeah.
come across as a military man? Have you come across a situation whereby military go to an operation somewhere, and having to do something like raping people there? Have you ever had such stories in the military?
Yes, we had such stories in the military, but I must say, during my years of service,
Mm,
I've never been in operation, and I see my colleagues doing that. Yes, they
doing
might
that.
likely do that,
Okay.
but they will just cover up themselves.
Yeah.
Just like the case of these people that are gay now, and
Mm-hmm.
gay is an offense in Nigeria, they cover themselves up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they don't castigate themselves outside, but this happened. The only thing I would say about the military when in operation is these people, they fire well well. The
Yeah.
fire that I mean is that an ordinary soldier, he only drives joy in sleeping with different ladies because he have this mentality of not still living till tomorrow. So he have to enjoy anything enjoyable today.
Okay. Okay.
But the cases of rape and others, I know is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it happens,
But you
but
haven't you
I've not
haven't
seen
you
that
in your
myself.
own
Yes, in
your own sort of
my own experience, I've not
experience. Yeah,
experienced this
you
in my
haven't
own
experienced it.
business. Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think we have sort of talked extensively on this issue, and I think it's something that needs to be rooted out in our military, because you cannot
Yeah.
I cannot really imagine the people that are supposed to be protecting people taking advantage of those people. We are sort of having issue with Chris Ako. He keeps coming in and out. So I think we got to move on to our next topic. Maraki, thank you for still staying with us. Let us
Thank you.
move to our next topic. Don't forget you're watching DDM, that is Diaspora Digital Media Television. And if you're just joining us, you're welcome. This is As E They Happen in the country called Nigeria. Our next topic is the um, the recent decision by the Supreme Court, whereby a lot of governors that had issues got returned. Almost all of them got returned. And in particular case that we are going to discuss now is about Plateau State, whereby you have a governor that had issue with regards to the party nomination, whereby APC sued the governor for not, going through the right process through the APC and PDP party in terms of the nomination, that they didn't go through primary. However, after the Supreme Court, reinstated the governor, now there is other lawmakers, both in the National Assembly and the State Assembly, which are in the same position as the governor. And these lawmakers are now up in arms with regards to that decision of the Supreme Court, whereby if the Supreme Court has reinstated the governor on the charge that the PDP didn't have a proper primary, that those lawmakers also now up in arms should be reinstated to their positions. So, what do you think about this, Madaki? Do you think that these lawmakers should be reinstated, since the governor has been reinstated, since they are in similar positions? Because you cannot do one without doing the other. I don't understand how this justice system works in Nigeria, whereby you have a governor and being reinstated, while those in similar situation with the governor are not being reinstated because they say that their case actually stops at the appellate court, which is the appeal court, which are responsible for deciding the cases for state legislators and the national legislatures. So, what do you think about this? I think I find it a bit an injustice for those lawmakers in Plateau State?
Yes, I must say, Nigerian judiciary, anybody still counting on judiciary is just heading for self-destruction. Nigerian judiciary, as we all know, right from the time of the presidential election during the tribunal, we are all trying to believe that Nigerian judiciary will save a common man in the country. At the end of the day, they made us to believe that a common man will have to save himself. You see, this particular case, I remember there was a case that Supreme Court actually treated, saying that the other party that actually took the case to court does not have the locus backing
Yeah, like
to
Ostandi.
take them to court, yeah, locus standing. And I
Yeah.
believe this is still the same thing.
Yes.
APC are taking them to court in times of primaries, and this is a party issue. If you want to talk about the primaries, if somebody from the same party, which is PDP, takes this case to court, that is when that person have the local
Local
standing
Ostandi. Yes.
to, yes, go to court. But an APC taking the same court, which was overruled by the Supreme Court during the presidential tribunal,
Yes.
and then they accepted and have to sack those lawmakers, is to tell us that Nigerian judiciary are just doing what they don't know. We don't have judiciary in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Possibly they study a different course in the name of law, because
Mm-hmm.
these people are not actually our judiciary. Why
Mm-hmm.
on earth will you reinstall the governor with same issue, but the lawmakers are being sacked with the same issue?
Mm-hmm.
What is your reason for that?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, I believe the APC that took this case to the court does not also have the local standing. If you are taking back to the case of the Supreme Court during the
Tri-
presidential election tribunal,
tribunal.
this
Yes.
is the
Yes.
same case.
Is the same?
So
Is
why
the
will you have to? So
is the
the
same
reason why
case?
I don't even want to look at most of this is just more like waste of time trying to discuss this issue when we already know the game being played in this. This is just pure politics. This
I
is
think
going
it's.
for the presidency.
I think it's also is an injustice on those lawmakers that
Yes, it's an
that
injustice.
got.
And
Yeah.
the truth is just that if the truth is that they have to restore the governor, because the governorship election have to cover the whole local government, Plateau State. Then the lawmakers is just a portion of
A
the
portion.
local
Yeah.
government, a portion of the state. And if anything happen, they will be able to control. But in the state, I don't think they can calm everybody down. It's just like the case of Kano State. I already know Kano State, Abba will never be removed, because Kano State will fall into another crisis that Nigeria will regret, that the federal government will regret. So these people know the politics they are playing with our minds.
That's
Plateau
true.
State, they know the people came out in mass to vote for the PTP, for the PDP candidate. So if they try to remove that man from the seat, they know they are touching the wrong people. These people already know the people not to offend. They
Yep.
are just playing, they are just using the 48 laws of power with the people. That is
Mm-hmm.
just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They are just using the 48 laws of power with the people. So I must say, Nigeria judiciary, those people need justice.
Mm-hmm. Do you think?
Those people
Do you
justice.
think that those lawmakers should can be reinstated? Because I saw an argument from some of the lawyers, some of the sons, because with regards to the um, National Assembly and State Assembly, their case only stops at the appellate court, at the appeal court.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, they cannot go any
Yes.
further. They cannot go to the Supreme Court. So
Yes.
since this appeal court has thrown them out and closed the case, now that the Supreme Court has reinstated the governor, who is on the same sort of charge as the lawmakers, do you think the lawmakers can be reinstated just as the governor is reinstated? If they,
Yes.
I don't know where else
Uh,
where else for them to take it to.
I, to me, I think with the right fight, they have to just put on a fight to that. You can't just give up because somebody sat on his table and said, no, your case ends here. The
Yeah,
appeal court is not the highest court in the nation.
yeah.
And the Nigerian judiciary system give us the right that if you are not okay with the ruling of appeal court, you
Mm-hmm.
can go to Supreme Court. So
Mm-hmm.
why will you close your case there? This
Mm-hmm.
case, they were not okay with your ruling. Allow
Mm-hmm.
them to go further. If
Yeah.
telling them not to go further is like there is something
Mm-hmm.
that you are trying to hide from the people.
Mm-hmm.
There is something. The truth is just that, let me just take it this way. When the Kano State Governor, appeal court actually, I think appeal court actually had to remove him, and he went to the Supreme Court. This
Mm-hmm.
is just a clear example of what they are afraid of, because I believe they are being disgraced. They are not
Mm-hmm.
going through their cases properly. I don't
Yep.
think they know what they're doing with cases coming to them, and they
Mm-hmm.
are losing. In fact, the people are losing faith in the appeal court,
Mm-hmm.
because it is more like these people don't know what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court, Plateau State, the same thing happened, Kano State, the same thing happened, and so many states.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I just think that these people are just there. They have to drop down the case because they feel that nothing can be done within the local government, or let's say the local governments involved. But the people's mandate must be restored. This is the only way you shows that Nigeria is actually running a democratically government in this country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Thank you
if
very much
you
for
have
that.
to say they cannot go further, I think we are no longer
They can
in
try, I suppose.
democracy. This is
Yeah,
a state of
Rampal has
anarchy in the
joined us.
country.
Welcome, Rampal. For those who
Thank
is
you
just
so much.
joining us, this is DDM, the Diaspora Digital Media Television. Rampal,
Yes,
please
sir.
welcome. I know you said you feel under the weather. Thank you for, picking yourself up to join us. You're highly welcome, sir. You can
My
see
pleasure.
you can, I don't know if you've heard us discussing about this issue about Plateau State. I think you are in Plateau State where this issue, originated. What do you think? Do you think that
Indeed.
these lawmakers can be reinstated since they are on the same, they had the same issue with the governor who has been reinstated by the Supreme Court? What is your take?
Well, I really feel bad for them, especially on the backdrop that they were elected duly with a simple majority of votes to qualify as representatives of their own people in their own right. Now that the appeal court had removed them, while the Supreme Court had now brought a clearer judgment to the entire matter of inter-party and inter-party affairs, they are at the losing end. Unfortunately, there's this demarcation between the regular constitution and the electoral act. Our electoral act seems to have made only a provision for them to take their case to the tribunal. After the tribunal, it can go to the appeal court and it stops there. I don't know whether it is because they don't want to burden the Supreme Court with so many litigations. But however, whenever it is affecting the decision of a people, that decision should be given a way that the people could see that justice is done and is actually done, not only said to be done. Frankly, I think they were disenfranchised, and well, it is sad. So for that to change, there may be a need for constitutional reforms to that very electoral act because it is a grievous error. In fact, there's a school of thought that is saying that these members of the tribunal that start on particularly the Plateau State case should take a bow and leave a practice of law as a profession because
Yeah.
they were like a disgrace to the profession. It's really burning waters here. And
Hmm.
yesterday, right here in Jos, before the issue was cleared to some extent, most of the lawmakers were demanding, physically, like demanding on air, to be reinstated because they believe that the Supreme Court has now set a precedent and they should work with that precedent, which means that was an inter-party affair, and nobody outside the PDP should now come and challenge the candidacy of someone that the PDP has presented.
Yeah, it's really an injustice to those elected officials
Honestly,
because
honestly,
because I was contemplating it actually yesterday when we sort of coming up with the program. I was thinking, how can someone be elected by the people and then you put
yeah,
someone in there that wasn't even elected by the people? How do you correct such
exactly.
injustice? It's just an injustice that is incomprehensible to me.
It
Madaki, I
is.
don't know if you have anything else to add to this section of the lawmakers in Plateau State before we move on to our last session for today's As It Happen. This is DDM, Diaspora Digital Media Television that you're watching. If you're just joining us, we are discussing and we have discussed the issue of Ruth, whom the military, the top officials in the military has been, asking for extraneous things that is not, required in her duty in order for her to be get promotion or go to courses, which we haven't had before. Although Manaki has actually educated us as to what is happening in the military regards to this sort of behavior by senior officers, that this is a common practice for them in the military, which we as Nigerians has to reject, and actually commended the courage of that young lady Ruth. And Maraki, do you have anything else to add to regards to these lawmakers in Plateau State so that we can go to our last session this morning?
Okay. Yes, I will possibly have anything to add. I think somebody who's, I think, I would say, Pam have actually said everything because that is his area, and I think he knows better, and he has actually spoken well on everything concerning it. Just like he said, this is an injustice to the people, not only to the lawmakers, but to the people of Plateau State who actually came out in masses to vote. These people have been disenfranchised by this particular judiciary, not longer the government of the day, but the judiciary have actually disenfranchised these people even after election. So I think these people they have to seek justice from these people. That is what I would just have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we have to move to our last topic for As It Happen. This is the 15th day of January 2024, and you are watching the DDM, the Diaspora Digital Media Television. Now, this last topic, I deliberately left it last because it's a case of, heartbroken for me. I cannot imagine as a parent, having my five children, five daughters, being kidnapped and one of them being killed already by the name of Nabija. And, this kidnappers has asked for 100 million. And I think 40 million has been raised, and the family is now crowdfunding for 60 million. Now, Maraki, I don't know, with this type of thing and happening in Nigeria, especially now in Abuja, where you have five girls being abducted by kidnappers in Abuja. What kind of situation are we in Nigeria, where you have this sort of thing happening right in the capital, right where the president lives, where it should be most secure?
Okay, I've always said it, that such thing happening, like we know the late Sana Abacha once said that any insurgency in a country that lasts 24 hours, the government is involved. I still stand with that today, tomorrow, till I'm buried down on ground. The truth is just that the capital of Nigeria supposed to be the most protected place in the nation. In fact, even the neighboring states that shares boundary with those particular the state the country's capital, Abuja, are supposed to be protected. And like we all know, if your capital is being captured, the presidency is being captured as well. Then you have nothing to speak about. But these bandits are right inside our capital, sleeping there, carrying out their operation, and nothing is being done. I must say the fact that these issues going on involve a lot of people. The government itself, the military, the Air Force, the Navy. Let me remove the Navy out of it because their own area of specialization how to deal with water, but at the same time they are still involved in one way or the other in some part of the country. Uh, the police itself. Let me ask a question. These kidnappers, on a daily basis, when they kidnap somebody, they are always making phone call with their SIM card. But you on social media, you tweet about a government office holder. You'll be tracked using your IP address and you'll be arrested and brought to book. But these kidnappers cannot be tracked. Like I said, Nigeria is involved. The Nigerian army is also involved. The politicians are there. We have a system in the Nigerian army. The only thing I need to track you down with our radios, which were being shipped from Germany because I work in the signal department. We are specialized in Nigerian army radio communication and other things. We carry out the communication aspect in war front. So any kind of message you give to me, I can decode it and encode it back, send to you. You need somebody to authenticate before he can be able to read what is in that message. Now, we have a particular radio that you only need a phone call to track somebody. How comes till today we cannot track down these bandits that are making phone call with same number for it to bring ransom to them? That is number one. Secondly, what are the efforts doing? During the course of our trainings in the Nigerian military school, there's something we undergone which is map reading. If I know your location, I can track you using the map without anything. The best location and the exact location you are, except you keep on moving. I will keep on using my GPS to track you down to where you're going to. But it is more like the Nigerian military efforts are no longer using what they were being taught during their training. Was the training just a waste of money or a waste of resources? I still don't understand. This same military we are talking about, when are they going to start looking for these people? You've already given Bandy the headlines that they are open to negotiation. That is why these people keep on doing the rubbish they're doing. And these people believe they can come in on Abuja at any point in time. Imagine Boko Haram going to Koje prison to free their member. Until today, no single person has been caught that was behind such attack. I believe the people that are being called that are some of the fleet inmates are people that were rightfully free from beginning. This was just a cover up to tell us that you are able to apprehend some of those inmates that fled away from the prison. So, to me, I would say it's like what I've always said. Nigeria may our problem, Nigerian Air Force part of our problem, and the North in general are the problem of the country. They say what you support today will surely come to your doorstep. It's just a matter of time. If your neighbor is being affected and you are laughing at your neighbor, don't forget they are not staying there forever. It will surely creep down to your own doorstep. This is what is happening. Not Middle Belt is being ravaged by bandits. And some of these people, they look at it as if it's nothing. Even the Abuja we're talking about, we have military, we have weapons. These weapons are not being used. If you look at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration today, you see a lot of weapons being displayed. or Armed Forces Day, they will display a lot of sophisticated weapons which are being stored and not being used. But yet, these bandits are coming with sophisticated weapons, brand new AK-47 weapons. These people are carrying RPGs, gun trucks, and others. How are these things coming into the country without the Air Force knowing or the Nigerian Navy knowing? This is why I say,
But you,
people,
Madaki, you know you have been
yeah,
in the military and you know how this thing goes.
yeah,
I cannot imagine, how these people, and it's not only one of them. They're not only two. They're not three. They're not four. They go in like 50 or 100 of them in motorbikes. They just, roam the place and still they cannot be tracked. That is what I cannot comprehend. As if, like you said, as if the military is just turned a blind eye to these people, because it's not. I don't think they are really that difficult to track, because they don't go in ones or twos. They go
the fact
yeah.
The fact is just that when people are being enlisted into Nigeria Army, you take an oath of allegiance to protect and uphold the Constitution of the nation. That Constitution, in a layman language, I would say the Constitution is actually the people, the
Yes.
citizen of that country. Because if you talk of the Constitution is there to protect the people. By the time you say you are there to uphold and protect the Constitution of that country, you are there to protect the citizen. But these people, they actually swap their allegiance to politicians. They are no longer protecting the people. Rather, they are there for the money. Nigerian army have now been politicalized. All about everything about Nigerian army is now politics. If you watch from the rank of a colonel down to field marshal, it's a political appointment. It's no longer promotion. It's a political appointment, although we just take it as promotion. But right within us, if you go to the Armed Forces Act, you see it boldly written, it is not a political appointment, subject to the approval of the Senate. So, if your promotion is subject to the approval of the Senate and you don't do what they want, I think they will never, your promotion will not go. So, this is just what is happening in Nigerian Army. I would say they are the biggest problem. And if you look at the budget of the nation, this is a business for them as well. It's a business for them as well. The senior officers, I must say, everything about them is just corruption. Everything about them is just the money. Anywhere money is involved, that is where they want to be. They are just concerned about the monetary aspect because the budget, I think security takes the highest percentage in terms of the nation's budget.
Yeah.
And what are we using that for today?
Hmm.
Money which is being allocated for the purchase of arms are not being used. Imagine Burutai today is resting in his house. The arms deal that was the budget that was released, the money that was released for him to purchase arms, where are the arms he purchased. During the Buhari administration, some fighter jets were purchased. Where are they? Have we seen any of them flying the country? We have fighter jets in this country. For you to show this bandit that yes, we are ever ready, you don't even need to make use of them. Fly them around the country. Let these people
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Threaten them with your for God's sake, we have the manpower. Threaten them with your war equipment.
Hmm.
This is why I love the US military. This is why we love most of these European countries. If you observe, they don't go into full scale war.
No.
They hardly go into full scale war. Imagine the case of Israel now. You can't just attack them because they are well equipped.
Hmm.
They will come out to tell you that this is what you have. They will showcase their military strength. But Nigerian army, no. We only showcase our military strength when we come outside to meet the civilians.
But
That is when you show a
what
civilian.
yeah, what you just said now reminded me the case of recent bombing of civilians in Kaduna, where the Nigerian military used drone to go and bomb, killed almost 80 something people that is minding their own business, while these terrorists, these bandits, are busy roaming around the country and kidnapping people and demanding ransom, and they're doing nothing about it.
It's like I just said, we are being taught map reading, and if you think you've been given airtels on where these bandits are, you know the difference between bandits and ordinary citizens. In fact, even when they are being forced to act like bandits, you can differentiate these people from afar
Yeah,
because they will act with fear. We've been to so many war situations whereby you see, in fact, in the case of what happened in Benue State, Agatu, Fulani are using civilians to cover up, but then we are able to differentiate civilians from Fulanis.
yeah.
But you hear efforts bomb villagers as a mistake. What sort of mistake? You are being trained. Not, in fact, with the Nigerian army supposed they are not supposed to give room for any mistake when it comes
Any
to
error
war.
like that, yes.
No such error should be entertained in Nigerian armed forces. You have a grid figure references before anything takes off on the air. Let me tell you the truth. You have your grid reference, your six figure grid reference, which will actually give you the exact position of those people. You have your four figure grid references. The four figure grid references only give you, let's say, it give you a hint of where those people are. But you will see those people, you cannot know the exact position. It's just like the very position that we are now. If I have a grid, your six-figure grid references, I should be able to use my map to track where you are, and I will get to that place safely. I will tell you, I'm coming to where you are. Don't change your position. Just stay there. I will come there. But we are not making use of this thing. All we hear is there was a mistake bumping this and this, that and that. So, like I say, Nigerians, we are not ready to end the insurgency. The people have to end it themselves. The more we keep quiet for these people because of fear of death, the more it keeps on happening. If they attack your neighbor today, it will surely reach you
Reach you
tomorrow.
the next day. That is true.
It
That
will
is true.
surely reach you tomorrow. Those
Mm.
are like I was saying in the case of those female soldiers actually aiding those senior officers. If this lady is gone, they will turn back to you tomorrow. This is what is happening in the case of this insurgency. Many of these citizens in that location, that locality, they are aware.
I think Madaki has frozen. Uh, Madaki has frozen, and Rampam, you're not highlighted. Please, can we get Rampam as we get Madaki to come back? We are discussing the recent kidnapping of Najeebah and her sisters. Najeebah herself has been killed by these bandits for no apparent reason than money. They are requesting to be paid 100 million naira. I believe the family has raised 40 million and 60 million
Yeah.
is now left to be paid, and they are crowdfunding for this. Mr. Prince Rampam, please, what do you have to say about this? As a parent yourself, it's really sad to for any parents to go through what these parents are going through. You know, having your five children being kidnapped, one of them already murdered in her prime. What do you have to say?
Mm. Mazio Koye, in fact, I don't even want to think about it. I know how precious my children are to me as a parent, and I think every parent, even a mad one, they protect their children, they love them. A chicken, when you try to catch it, it will run. But when that hen has chick, little chicken, that hen will attack you rather than allowing you to touch any of those precious ones, let alone human beings. My heart goes out to the family of Najib, and we just pray that may our soul rest in peace. And we pray that something is done to rescue the rest of the members of the family. I can't imagine the pain the parents are going through now.
Mm.
Having said that, it is unfortunate, but it is almost a real fact that among the three top lucrative positions or profession in Nigeria, you find politics, terrorism, and cybercrime among the top five lucrative jobs you can do in Nigeria. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. You want to be a millionaire overnight, you join politics, you'd get that. So they fight and pay anything they can pay to get into those offices. And when they get there, it becomes an inheritance. They now join the new cabal. Those are the touch nuts in the society. We dare not touch any of them. We dare not speak about any of them. They have their own social security different from the rest of us Nigerians. The second group of very lucrative businesses is terrorism. Call it herdsmen attack, call it kidnappers, call it banditry. The goal is one. At least one of the major goals is get money from people who want to save their loved ones. It is unfortunate. Like Madaki has said earlier, if this thing should last over a day, over 24 hours, give it 48 hours max, then it is very suspicious. Imagine we're in a state of war with another country, say Niger or Benin Republic. Is this how it would have lingered? Is this how our military would have reacted? It'll be a shame, a terrible shame, that a clique, a bundle of people have been operating in Nigeria. What is the difference between Abuja and Kaduna? How can you claim that bandits are hiding between Abuja and Kaduna and lives of Nigerians are taken and nothing has been done about it? If you don't have enough military to do the job, withdraw those on international service and safeguard your country first. Comb that whole area, remove them so that Nigerians who elected you into power will know they have gotten something to thank God for. So it is a shame, it is a disgrace on the presidency, it is a disgrace on our security structure. You can't let that happen. It happens nowhere. Now, how can you stand up now and blame Israel for standing up a few hours after their members, their people were killed? They are still fighting up to make sure it doesn't, fighting on to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Happen again, yeah.
Not yet. So that is how you react. You don't treat terrorism with negotiation. How many of them have you been able to rescue by negotiations? Once you negotiate with one, they will do more.
That's true.
So unless our government takes that stand of protecting, which is the first duty of governance, to protect lives and property. In Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs, the first thing you need is the life. You have to be alive before any other need comes. So if government, when I mean government, I mean judiciary, executive, and the legislature are not able to provide that, then why do we need them?
On
You
point.
must safeguard, yeah, you must safeguard the lives of the citizens. The Constitution starts by we the people. I am very, very sure it's not referring to we the dead people,
No,
it's we the living people.
no. Yeah.
So government has to take a stand decisively. If you are in a civilized country, it would have been declared a national emergency
Emergency, yes.
immediately.
Immediately.
Now we have allowed kidnapping to be a legal business, not recognized, not taxable. Why wouldn't they go on? So, like Madaki said, unless our military is decisive enough, it is a disappointment and it is unacceptable. Nigerians cannot be tolling inside Nigeria and then killed, and then everybody is still going to work. Like,
But
if it's not you today, tomorrow is you.
it's true. It's true. But there's another angle to this which I want Madaki to touch on, because it seems like the military is actually stretched so much. Because as far as I know, with regards to national security, there is a lot of apparatus that's supposed to secure a nation, especially within a nation. Where is the police? What are the police doing? Because the military is supposed to, in theory, secure the country externally against external force coming in. But most of the things that we are suffering in Nigeria It's actually within the country where the police should be providing something like intelligence, should be doing more in order to be able to secure the people, in order to be able to secure the area, instead of allowing the military come in to secure within the country. What if we have an external threat, for example? Like you said, Prince Rampal, what if we have Niger attacking us or Ghana attack us? What are we going to do then? We'll be overrun. Madaki, what do you think?
The truth is just that you just said the truth. The Nigerian military are being stressed because they are no longer performing their constitutional duty. Like you said, the military constitutional duty is to defend the country against external aggression, while that of the police is to protect lives and properties within the country. The police are no longer doing their job. I don't know if that is due to their unprofessionalism in the system or something, but I believe the police also, during the course of their training, they are not being given proper training. People are being listed into most of this military, paramilitary, just because they want to earn a living, have something to do, not because of the urge for them to save and serve their country. Uh, the fact is just that if today Nigeria is being attacked by either Niger, we don't have a chance of winning anything because we are going to be attacked both externally and internally. The bandits and other internal forces that are against the people of Nigeria long war in the nation right away. And this will bring Nigeria down. I think right now the Nigerian government have to put a clear boundary to what the military can come in. The only time the military, as I know very well, that can also partake in internal crisis is when a full-blown war is being taken in the country. Let's talk about the issue of Boko Haram. The issue of Boko Haram, yes, the military can intervene in that because these people are not just coming with locally made weapons, they
They are
have
transnational.
sponsors outside of the country. But this bandit is within. If we have state police today, trust me, this thing will be tackled within some couple of days because even community youth who want to enlist themselves into the Nigerian police. This system of state policing is to enable community members to be enlisted into the police force to defend their own territory. There is no room you being posted to Enugu as a policeman where you have language barrier, where you don't know the geographical setting of that place. But if this is your own state, your own locality, your own local government, trust me, within an hour, if you tell me that these bandits have followed so particular route, I have a shortcut that will intercept them before they get to a particular place because I know the geographical setting of that particular community. So what I'm saying in essence is the major thing in the country is the government. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. This kidnapping of a teen is just to swell our attention away from the fact that this government are actually chasing the people of a particular community, bringing foreigners to our community just to extract our mineral resources. That is just the fact. Forget the fact that kidnapping is going, they are demanding for ransom. It is not all about ransom. They are just making use of our intelligence. Because if it is ransom these people are looking for, we have a lot of mining sites within a state. I'll give instances with my own state. We have a lot of gold deposits within a state. You see a single miner with millions of naira cash in his car. Why are these bandits not kidnapping these foreign miners to demand for ransom from them if they are actually for the money? Why are they not? But they are attacking normal farmers, people that are struggling to demand for ransom. And these people, before they can even get the ransom, it will take them weeks. And this is why they are kicking against this state policing in the country. But I would say all the lawmakers, all our governors, they should have a kind of conference. It can be a Northern Governors Forum, it can be Middle Belt Governors Forum. Lawmakers can also do the same. Then come to a conclusion. They should push a bill and stand on that bill to allow state policing. The only way we will be able to tackle this is through state policing. Even the military cannot tackle this issue easily. It will take them years to tackle this issue. Remember, it is easier for it to start a war, but ending it, it will take lots of
It's not
decades
that
before it can
easy.
end this war. So,
Yes.
state policing, vigilantes, and other local security apparatus within the state community are the only solution to this. And we, the people of the nation, will have to stand on our ground. We have to defend ourselves. We are not saying that you should acquire arms, but please, if the needs arises, cutlass is very cheap, just 3,000 naira, you got one. Protect
Yes.
yourself. I'm
Yes.
saying what I've been doing. My own community. If you call me instantly, I see that it's from the village. I can just go out of this meeting, pick it up. I will go there. It is better to die for my people so that I will be remembered for one thing than to cowardly stay in the city. After the bandits raid, I'll come to the village and commiserate with the people that died, this and this. For God's sake, it won't look good of me. Protect your people. This is where your history starts from. If you call a president tomorrow, don't forget you'll be taken down to your word. Anything you want to do, everything you want to virtue in this life, it will be from your word down to the national level. These are people that will protect you. If you don't do good today, if you don't protect them, what are you doing in life? Nothing. So we have to take it upon ourselves as citizens to protect ourselves. We
Thank
have to also prepare ourselves. If you
thank you.
have military background, you don't have, please, you have to have that military background artificially. After you've tackled the issue, you can come back to your civilian regalia and continue your life.
Thank
But
you. Thank you very
enjoyment, you can only enjoy life when you're in a peaceful environment.
It's
Thank you.
true. Thank you very much. Our time is fast spent. You're watching the DDM, the Diaspora Digital Media Television. Rampam, last words from you?
Yes, my last words are very simple. Let the government stand up to the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, and Senate. Stop every other proceeding. Approve state policing and make sure you give it a speedy approval so that before the end of January, every state is able to defend itself. With the presidency, I'll strongly advise that you should remember every day a person is kidnapped, it is a failure of your administration. You may not be directly connected with it, Your Excellency, but you are in charge. So do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. That was put succinctly. And thank you, viewers. Here at DDM, we have a lot of competitions coming up. So please follow us on all our social media handles. Please follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and elsewhere. We really appreciate you joining us today. Again, thank you to our contributors, Rampam, Prince, and Maraki. Thank you, and we hope to see you tomorrow at E DEY HAPPEN. Thank you once again. This is DDM, the Diaspora Digital Media. Thank you very much.